Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. In today's material, we'll be talking about food and why many cats never seem to finish their meals. Knowing the why aspect of things can potentially help you when it comes to both feeding times in respect to a schedule and the quality and quantity you provide. The last thing you want to do is make mealtime an unpleasant experience. You also don't want to waste your hard earned money on food that your cat refuses to eat. Before we explore several reasons as to why cats will bow out and walk away from the food bowl, let's take a look at today's topic overview. Cats won't eat all of their food if they lack a set feeding routine. They'll also turn their noses up if they don't like the food you offer them, eating only enough to survive. Illnesses and mouth issues are also to blame, so watch out for any signs of pain or discomfort while your cat eats. Your cat might be getting food elsewhere by hunting or from a neighbor. As a result, it might not be hungry enough for an entire bowl of food. Stress, instincts, sensitive whiskers, too many treats, and old and decaying food are also common reasons that your cat doesn't finish its food. So that more or less covers it. The reasons for such behavior can be widespread in respect to the root causes, but more or less everything is rather basic, and most issues can be rectified in a positive way. Before we begin, as we always do, we'd like to thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your time and are truly grateful for all of your support. If today's subject matter is an ongoing issue and is currently impacting mealtime in a negative way, we hope that the information we provide today can be of help to you. Now, let's get started. We realize that time is valuable, so we'll jump right into the mix and provide you with some of the most notable reasons why cats will leave their food and not finish their meals. First up, not hungry. This is a simple one and probably a predictable one, depending on your cat's daily activities, especially if there isn't really a good food schedule. Your cat could be full or simply just not in the mood to eat. Cats, most of the time, will let you know if they're hungry. If you feed your cat simply because you feel that it's time for your pet to eat, this can often be met with mixed results. Refusal to finish a meal because your cat was never hungry in the first place could be a reason. But hey, don't feel so bad. This reason has happened to all of us. I can't count how many times I've had to throw away a cup of quality wet cat food simply because my idea of mealtime didn't align with my cat's idea of mealtime. Hey, it happens. Next on our list is instincts. When cats are in the wild, they don't often have time to chill, get comfortable, and spend 20 minutes enjoying a meal. They like to eat a bit and save the rest for later, time being one reason, and some level of hoarding being another. Cats in the wild understand that they're not promised another meal, so it's best to make the most of the one you have and make it work for you. This is why domestic cats will eat several small meals. Natural instincts will cause a cat to just get up and leave. Don't take it personal, it's just your cat being a cat. The next item on our list is one that humans can relate to, and it's flavor. Some stuff just doesn't taste as good as other stuff. While cats will eat food they don't like, at least for a while, it won't be long before they give it up entirely. If your cat used to eat a certain meal, but now just wants nothing to do with it, the reason could involve flavor. Just the same old tired meal. I mean, I like a good cheeseburger, but I don't want the same cheeseburger every single day for 30 days. In order to avoid wasting food, consider taking it up about 10 minutes after introducing it, and then perhaps offering it up again a short time later, perhaps during the next meal. Hopefully, this will ensure that at least 80% of the meal has been consumed, so you won't be wasting everything. Of course, if you've concluded that flavor is indeed the issue, it's probably time to introduce something new, or perhaps go back to a favorite of yesteryear. The next reason why your cat could be refusing to finish a meal could be due to illness. Obviously, the most serious concern of them all. When cats are truly sick, one of the first things to go is appetite. Even for their most favorite meals, refusal of food can be for any number of health reasons, and mouth ailments are among the possibilities. Ulcers, tongue inflammation, gum infections, gum disease, and mouth wounds can introduce severe pain, and eating can only make things all the more painful in some cases. This is more common in senior cats, where dental issues can prevent a cat from chewing properly, especially hard food and treats. If your cat is refusing to eat and you think illness, dental concerns, or otherwise could be taking hold, please take your cat to the vet as soon as possible for a full checkup. Digestive issues, kidney disease, and upper respiratory concerns are just a few of the other known possibilities that can lead to stark changes in appetite and a refusal to eat properly. Next up is stress. Never underestimate the toll that stress can take on your cat. And yes, this could be the reason why your cat never seems to finish a meal. Same is true for people. I think we've all been so stressed at times where we're just not hungry and just couldn't eat, couldn't finish a meal. At least not eat the way we're used to eating when all is well. If your cat is around aggressive pets, adjusting to changes within the environment, lacking privacy, being subjected to loud noises, or simply stressed due to loneliness or boredom, any number of these factors can play a negative role in your cat's appetite. If you think that stress is the cause, it's important to address and rectify the specific problem if possible. The sooner it gets solved, the sooner your cat will potentially get back to eating those full meals. The next reason on our list is that of a health concern, at least to some degree, and it's also potentially a mental health concern. We're talking about sensitive whiskers. If your pet's whiskers are extremely sensitive, it could be a stressful situation and quite stressful for them to eat from a food bowl. Whisker fatigue is common when dealing with a small food bowl. In respect to lack of food consumption, this could be due to the fact that your cat can only tolerate so much activity. Whiskers rubbing against the bowl with each motion to get the next bite. Just too sensitive and very annoying. Time to move on and just walk away from the food in some cases. Always make sure that your cat's bowl is wide enough so they can A, get to the food, and B, do so without any form of obstruction. We started off our list talking about your feline refusing to eat all of their food simply because they're just not hungry. Well, how about this one for the next issue? Too many treats. That's our next item. If your feline has been consuming a few too many snacks during the day, that could certainly spoil dinner time. This is similar to a child in many ways. Hey, too many cookies before dinner. While it can be tempting to give your cat treats in response to good behavior and an effort to curb them away from potential bad behavior, treats are still treats, no matter the reason given, and they can really foul up mealtime. Limiting the amount of treats you give your cat can go a long way, and here again, it can also help your wallet, as meals that go uneaten can really start to hit you where it hurts after a while. Cat food is certainly not cheap. Next up is inconsistent feeding. It is well known that cats are creatures of habit and routine. This also includes mealtime. As we mentioned earlier, if your cat is fed at seemingly random times, they will stay unsure as to when the next meal will come. Will it be in 2 hours or will it be in 20? Free feeding, while potentially good for you, can leave your cat a bit confused. This can lead to your cat not finishing meals, especially if the feedings are a bit too close together. And rounding things out for the most common reasons as to why cats can refuse to finish their food is the issue of inedible food. Food that has been left out, mostly, notably wet food, can go foul in a very short period of time. Once wet food becomes dry and stale, your cat will likely turn up its nose. The longer you keep it out, the more unattractive it becomes. This is really a no-win situation. I mean, it's not like you can really make funky food fresh again, you know? This is why it's essential that you not only give your cat proper portion size, but make sure the food you are providing is indeed fresh. Limited portioned meals that are fresh can all but ensure that your cat will consume all of their food, especially if you've put a quality routine in motion. You know your cat's personality when it comes to food, even small portioned fresh food. Some cats are just super picky eaters, and it can be a tough road, even when you've done everything right in respect to the meal itself. So, how do you encourage your cat to eat more? Well, if you're looking for ways to encourage this positive act and improve mealtime altogether, the whole experience for both you and your cat, here are a few tips. Number one, keep food away from other pets in the home. Make sure your cat knows that their food is their food alone. Next tip is to walk away. This is you walking away. Never watch your cat eat. This can cause your pet to become stressed and leave the food bowl altogether. Next up, make sure that your cat is eating from a deep bowl. We mentioned whisker issues a bit earlier. Make sure that your cat has more than enough room to get the food out of the bowl and have an enjoyable experience. Next involves introducing different foods. Switch from dry to wet, wet to dry, shake things up to keep things a bit interesting. Next, always allow your cat to consume small meals every few hours. Cats don't eat big dinners like us humans. Never present mealtime as a big all or nothing scenario. And next, if your cat is refusing to eat cat food, entertain your pet with cooked chicken, rice, or tuna. They need to eat, so introduce these items without seasonings, of course. This can stimulate things in the right direction. Consider placing tiny pieces of chicken in with existing fresh cat food. Mix fish oil or broth in with cat food. This can also prove to be enticing and encourage your cat to eat. And finally, as we mentioned in our last section, replace old food with fresh food. This will not only encourage your cat to eat, but it can also prevent health issues as consumption of old and stale wet food can cause your cat to feel unwell. And as a quick side note, never pressure your cat into eating. It has to come naturally. If anything is forced, then you'll only give your cat even more reason to refuse meals and walk away. If your cat is hungry and healthy, they'll eat. Just make sure that everything is fresh and the environment is inviting. And we're done. And that's it. We're done. That'll wrap things up for the video portion of today's material. We certainly hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to know more, we do invite you to head on over to seniorcatwellness.com at the conclusion of this presentation. There you'll find a full-length and highly detailed article dedicated to this very topic. We do hope you find it helpful and beneficial and enjoyable and all that good stuff. Are you currently watching us offsite? If so, we do encourage you to click the initial link in the description box below. Said link will take you to all of the information. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today. Please have a wonderful day. All the best to you and yours, and we will talk to you later.